on day 3 of our Cabot Trail cycling trip.
So far, so good.
Yeah, thought we should do a little video recap.
Yeah, so that all the souvenirs stay fresh. So on Saturday, something happened with Via Rail.
Right. Via Rail has says one thing and its website says another. So I got to Via Rail station early in the morning. My dad came and picked me up at 4 from my apartment, packed up our bike, cut up the box just to make the bike fit, and then we get to the station and it turns out I couldn't bring my bike on the train, and I had to wait for the baggage train that was leaving like 3 hours later. So we had some time to kill in Montreal.
Which was good. We got to get caught up, and then we ended up, I guess, leaving Montreal around 6:30, and so we couldn't make it to our original destination, which was Chariat. So we went to my aunt's place instead in Notre-Dame-du-Portage, and my grandma was there, so that was sweet. So we had wine, and we had an amazing breakfast.
We had a bed to sleep in.
Yeah, we were all nice and warm.
Yes, a very local breakfast with local cheese. I think we've had cheese every day
so far. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And then where did we go? We drove straight. We drove straight to Coxheath, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Well, many drove straight. I sat straight. For how many hours?
Like 12 and a bit. Yeah, and New Brunswick was really boring.
Looks like Ontario.
Yeah, and they have nice highways. You can go 110, so read 130. And when we crossed Nova Scotia, we thought we should be as local as we could, because we soon discovered Nova Scotians were so nice. They were all like, smiling, and would talk to you, and would be like, engage with you in a really nice way. So we wanted to be just like them. So what did we do?
Well, we began with changing our names. Yeah. So you became...
my last name is now Lapierre-Fortin.
Yeah, and I'm now Yannicka McWong.
Yeah.
So that was a good first step, solid, promising. And then we decided to be nice to each other.
Yeah, super nice, like open the doors and stuff. You're like, you're being so Nova Scotian.
Yeah, do stuff for each other.
Yeah, be considerate.
Yeah, be as Nova Scotian as possible.
Yeah. I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. So our first night we stayed at your friend's.
Yeah, we stayed at Ashley's house in Sydney. She just moved there, so we totally lucked out. And I hadn't seen her in a long time, so that was great. And her kids grew so much, and they have this puppy husky who's like adorable. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, so we had a good time with them, and they made us some amazing dinner and breakfast again, and have a nice new house. So it was good to get caught up. Yeah, we couldn't stay long because then it was our first day of riding. Yeah, but Matt gave us some heavy-duty garbage bags and matches, which actually were super helpful.
Have served us very well.
Yeah. Because it was sunny the whole time.
It was. It was supposed to be sunny. And then it was sunny actually the day we got to Ashley's, and then we were on our way for our first day. And then the sun went away. Yeah, we chased it away. Yeah. So we were gonna start from St. Anne's, but then we ended up taking another exit, and so we stopped and parked the car at a campground in Englishtown, which is really great because we were wondering what to do with the car. And Yannicka also saw like an open grocery store, which was great because everything was closed. It's Labor Day. So we could have been in serious trouble with no food, but thanks to you, we were fine. It's very nice of you to point that out. It's very Nova Scotian.
Yeah, well, I'm just so Nova Scotian.
And it was actually Manu's idea to park at a campground, which was pretty ingenious.
Oh, thank you, Miss McWong.
Oh, you're welcome, Lapierre-Fortin.
So we started, and then something happened that, I can't picture how this would happen to us. Because we're just like so...
We're so with it.
Yeah, we're just so geographically oriented.
We're like walking GPS machines.
Yeah.
Yet somehow we got lost.
Yeah, we did.
Like 20 kilometers lost.
Yeah, in a place where it's just supposed to be the one road. So how did that happen? And how did you find out again?
Well, actually we went in the wrong direction twice. The first time was leaving the campground. So we're on our way. We're like, yeah, it feels good to be on a bike. It's so real right now. And then we ran into this very nice couple. They were Nova Scotians, so they were nice. And we told them where we're going. They kindly pointed out that we're headed in the opposite direction. So no problem. We just like.
And they told us how to get to where we were going.
Oh yeah, they gave us very clear instructions on what to do.
Which we didn't follow because we were rebels.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we got lost again.
We saw a sign for the Cabot Trail, so we were like, oh, that's where we have to go. So we started going in the opposite direction, and turns out our sweet couple was doing a loop. And so, normally we should have not seen them again, except we did.
Yeah, we did.
And then Yannicka had just said, oh, I'm so glad we don't have to come back this way again, because it's pretty hilly. And turns out we were headed in the wrong direction, so we had to backtrack.
Sure enough, we were back, yeah.
Yeah, on the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good warm up. It was a good warm up.
So we ended up doing 100 clicks or so on our first day.
Yeah.
And yeah, our poor old joints were hurting a bit, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Yeah, we are, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall it went pretty smoothly, but it wasn't that remarkable that first day of cycling. It wasn't the ocean or anything.
No, it looked like Ontario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got to the campground place and it said no vacancy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no office, so we didn't know where to go.
No.
So there's this dog that chased us, Bella.
Yeah.
And then Bella's owner turned up to us and started talking on the behind the back of the campground owner, saying that she's crazy and she has this crazy German Shepherd and whatnot.
Yeah, she was, she strongly discouraged us actually to approach the owner, saying there was no vacancy and that she was crazy and that we were better off going away. She was very adamant. So, but we had no other choice. The nearest campground was way too far. It was nearing dark. It was probably 8:30.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, it was 7. Actually,
7. Yeah, but
it was
still
7. Yeah.
Tired, you know.
Yeah. So we took our chances and we went to the house with the giant German Shepherd, which we actually passed on the way there, and conscientiously decided not to approach because that was one big dog. But we had no other choice, so we went to that house, and the German Shepherd barked, and we got scared. But the owner came out, and turns out she was great. She was like the sweetest woman ever. And so the crazy woman who was warning us about the crazy woman was the actual crazy woman.
Yeah.
And so
Go figure.
Yeah. So we tented on a nice little patch of grass, just by ourselves in an RV campsite ground, pretty much.
And we made pasta and cut up some tomatoes to make the sauce and pepper. It was the best thing ever.
We forgot seasoning, but turns out we didn't need it.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out tomatoes have taste, so.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, so next morning we were in the know that we were to have some really cool things on our route.
Yes.
Including getting to the sea and climbing our first mountains. And also going through the Acadian region.
Yeah.
So we were excited about that. We wanted to learn more about all of this. So yeah, I'll get all pumped up in the morning.
Yeah, we got a good breakfast at the co-op.
Yeah.
Store.
So many co-ops here. I love it.
Yeah, she's taking a few pictures of buildings because they have the word co-op on
Yeah, I'm such a dork.
So we went to the co-op. We had, what did we have? Greek yogurt with fruit.
And muffins.
Very delicious.
Yeah.
And we saw the Nova Scotian style oatmeal cookies.
which we haven't tried
We
yet.
haven't tried yet, but we will. But they just came in a pack of like 20.
Yeah. Oh, and I met Maurice Richard's second cousin.
Yeah?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Famous people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens in Cape Breton.
Yeah.
Run into famous people.
Yeah. And so we rode for a bit.
We rode into Shetty Camp.
Yeah.
We reached the ocean,
Oh, it was nice.
which was amazing.
Yeah, we took lots of good pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw whales. At least we
We
think.
did.
We think they were whales. They were
Sure.
like. Yeah. And we didn't see a heron or an eagle, because turns out we found out that bald eagles eat herons, so that was kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
But we didn't see
Glad-
that,
I'm
thankfully.
glad we haven't seen
Yeah.
any bald eagles.
Yeah, because we thought they would, eat us.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So.
So we got to Shetty Camp. Really cute, really quaint.
Lots of co-ops.
Yeah. Colorful buildings, and we stopped in at the Acadian restaurant / culture center, and we had lunch there, which was delicious. It was reminiscent of, it reminded Manuel of her grandmother's cooking.
It was so good.
It was delicious.
We had amazing cake. And
meat pie,
it was nice.
beans, very nice beans.
Turns out we needed the energy later.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no big deal, but.
No, yeah. There were crazy headwinds, but we got, so eventually, we went back to the co-op. We went to another co-op grocery store again. We visited 2 co-ops that day.
Yeah, and we also actually, in the side of that restaurant, there was this arts and crafts co-op, and we learned how to do like hooked rugs.
Yeah.
So that was really funny.
Tried our hand at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought by 3 we thought we should probably get on our way because we still had a mountain to climb, apparently.
This mountain.
Yeah.
So shortly after Shetty Camp, we reached the entrance of the Highlands National Park, and we met a very nice, park warden, I guess, who was at the front office where you would collect
The fees.
Yeah, collect your fees. But we rolled up there, and hey, bikes are free apparently.
Actually, I think he made it free just for us because he pitied us. That's actually what he said. I'm like, I don't envy you right now.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't envy us because on this board behind him, there's a whiteboard with the weather. And it said, and we thought that the rain was finished for that day because on Weather Network, that's what it said. But turns out there's still going to be 10 millimeters of rain, which they expected overnight.
Yeah.
Turns out it fell right on us.
Yeah.
And there were like 80 kilometers winds.
Going south. We were heading north.
Yeah.
Which means they weren't side winds, they were
Headwinds.
straight up headwinds, while we would be climbing, over 500 meters
of mountain.
At 12% grade in 80k headwinds with 10 millimeters of rain. But as the park warden pointed out, at least there was no snow.
Yeah, so
there was no snow.
he was so nice.
Yeah.
So Nova Scotian.
Yeah. So, with our spirits high, we set up on this mountain. And actually we started off with tailwinds, so we thought it was going to be a piece of cake. And then the winds changed when it got really difficult. And so it was just like an hour and a half of winding up this mountain, which we later found out was called French Mountain.
On the way up.
Yeah.
And then when we hit the plateau up there,
Yeah.
just before heading back down, it said Mackenzie Mountain.
Yeah, so we thought we somehow transplanted to a different mountain, or we climbed 2 mountains without realizing it.
Yeah.
Because we were going up French and coming down Mackenzie. Obviously that means we climbed 2.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so awesome.
Yeah. So we did that, and that was actually a lot of fun. It was still raining when we went down the mountain.
But I think we're still enjoying ourselves and just appreciating just how different from home this was and how unlike any cycling we've done this was with the conditions and the terrain. But it's also so gorgeous. Like the views were amazing. And I can't imagine them in the daylight, with sun and stuff, it would be gorgeous. But yeah, we've enjoyed the views.
we had lots of time to look at the scenery. So like, you know, in granny gear,
Yeah.
going up.
Going very slowly.
Yeah.
Had a lot of time to appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like the park warden had told us that they were at the campground that we were going to stay at, the Macintosh Brook campground. Well, there were no showers, but that's just the detail. But that there was like this indoor, like there this cabin with a stove that we could probably stay in because we'd probably be the only ones there.
Yeah.
Because of the rain, like people would, you know, stay at a hotel or hostel or something.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we're gonna get dry, we're gonna get inside. That's great. So we passed Pleasant Bay Village after going down Mackenzie Mountain. And then we still had to go for about 5K, I think, before we got to the campground. And there were some people outside drinking beer. And they were like, hi, how are you? And Yannika's like, well, better now that we got here. And they were super Nova Scotian and like told us that they had gotten a fire going and everything. So we went into the cabin, which we still are in right now.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. And we're able to like lay all our stuff, get it dry, put a clothesline up, you know, get back into, you know, more of a calm, relaxed.
Feel a little bit more human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we ended up having the best night ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out other people, well, it turns out locals like to come here just to drink and sit next to a stove. And so there was those Nova Scotians, and then there was a group of campers who came in. They were mostly from Quebec.
Yeah.
And there was 5 of them, and they had the same idea. They wanted to spread out, so we had to move our stuff. But since we were being Nova Scotian, we did.
Yeah.
And then there was another group of youngins who were on a tour from Halifax, and they came in to make s'mores. So that was the collation of people in here last night.
Yeah, I think there must have been like 15 or 20 of us at some point.
Yeah, it was loud. And we were worried about how we were going to fall asleep.
Yeah, and at some point I was like, it's getting like 10, and we just finished dinner. We had amazing pasta again. And we're like, oh yeah, people, I don't know, party tomorrow, biggest mountain. Everyone's telling us the hill we've got this morning is the worst.
Yeah.
And that it's really steep. He was like, it's really steep. And you go down and it's like really steep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're kind
We're
of,
gonna die.
we're gonna need a parachute. So anyway.
So with that on our minds, the last thing we wanted to do was stay up late.
Yeah, but we got sort of interested
Yeah.
by the beer they were drinking. That, you know.
That's all it took actually to get us to stay up late was
Yeah.
a beer. They offered us a beer and we're like, what the heck? We'll just have this beer and then we'll go to bed. So 2 hours later, we're still up. We're talking to this family, the McKinnons, and Shane, who is, I guess, an honorary McKinnon.
Yeah. And there's boyfriend.
Right.
And they're pregnant.
Yeah, January 2nd. And so there was also the 2 brothers, Chris and Winston.
Yeah.
And then the dad, Tony.
Who's a lobster fisherman.
Yeah, and he told us the best way to eat lobster. He shared that little secret with us.
Yeah, and he also told us how to fish it. And Chris is like a whale tour driver. So we found out really cool things about this place. And it turns out that they were all from here, Pleasant Bay, and they had grown, you know, around the Cabot Trail, like in Badek and Chitkan. And they told us a bit about the Acadian and, you know, like English-speaking Cape Bretoners, dynamics and stuff. So it was really interesting. And they have never left Cape Breton.
No.
Ever, I think.
Except for Heather, she lived for a stint in Calgary.
Yeah, with her
boys.
boyfriend.
Yeah, but the boys had never left. And Winston said, well, everyone comes here, so why do I need to leave Cape Breton to meet people?
Yeah, he said, look at where I live. He was bragging a lot. He was really funny. Being really conscious that he was bragging too. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
So they were the best. We had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah. And the best way to cook lobster is fresh out of the ocean right away, and cook it in ocean water.
Yeah.
Remember that, future selves.
Yeah.